Batman number 18, written by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV, art by Andy Kubert and Alex Maleev. So, Robin's still dead. That happened, and now we're dealing with it. And this is an issue, as are, I believe, all the issues that James Tynion is working on, is following Harper Row, who we see here with her brother driving to Blackgate Penitentiary in order to meet up with their father, who has been imprisoned here recently. And Harper really doesn't want to go, but her brother Cullen does. And so they make their way up there, and they meet up with the dad. And Cullen's explaining how he's, working on this new magazine. It's a literary journal. It's called Larynx. And he's like trying to get his dad excited for him. He's like, "No, Dad, I'm the youngest editor they've ever had." And he's like, yeah, that's cool. Hey, let me hear from my other daughter, making fun of the fact that Cullen is gay. And Cullen does not take it well. He goes off for a second to use the bathroom. And Harper just unloads on him, being like, "You are such a dick. He is literally the only reason we're here. I wouldn't care if you rotted in here." And the dad's like, "Yeah, okay. Look, I know I'm only in here because you sent your special friend after me, so back off." And she starts getting into it like, "What do you mean special friend? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about." And the guard says their time is up, and he goes about, and he's genuinely just an ass this entire time. So then we go back to the Narrows, where because of the restoration project, everyone from the Narrows is put up into hotels, and we see that Cullen and Harper are staying at this hotel. And Harper is getting prepped to go out for the night. She's got like utility belt and everything. And she's like, "Hey, look, I'll be safe. Don't worry about me. But maybe we should never see Dad again." And Cullen's like, "Fine, whatever. I don't care." And she does a little bit to cheer him up, and it works. And then she's like, "All right, well, I'll be out there." So it turns out that Harper's been able to use her knowledge of the Gotham's electrical system to basically track Batman this entire time. She keeps on changing up the encryptions and whatnot, but she's constantly able to figure out exactly where he is at any given moment. And we see her getting on top of a rooftop, very slowly, mind you, all things considered. And she just waits for him. And then all of a sudden, this criminal comes running out this door, screaming, "Help me," followed by the Batmobile breaking through the wall. And we see Batman, jump out and basically threaten the crap out of this criminal. And Harper goes through the thing saying, "Yeah, something happened to Batman. He has been working nonstop, night and day, for like 5 days now. And I don't know what's going on, but he is going to burn himself out soon. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on him." And we see her unloading all this exposition onto her brother, saying like, he's gonna get himself killed. He hasn't slept in 5 nights. Just the other night, some random drunk in an alley managed to get a knife in his leg. A drunk managed to shiv Batman. That shouldn't be happening. And Cullen's like, "Well, I mean, he's Batman. He can take it." And it's like, yeah, but for how long? All it takes is one guy he's not expecting, someone who actually does have an edge, and Batman's done for. And lo and behold, we cut to a man who is having some dogs take serums of venom in order to turn them into malicious killers. And Batman breaks in through the window and threatens the guy, saying, "Tell me where the next dog fight is." And the guy whistles and says, "How about right here, right now?" Dog jumps out, attacks Batman, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm using venom, which is able to basically give these dogs the crushing power in their jaws, as the same as like a tiger." So Batman's armor is being shattered by this dog's jaws. He has enough to get one of them repelled, but then this guy reveals he's got a whole kennel full of them, and he lets them all go on Batman. And Batman throws in batarangs. They do nothing against him. But then Harper comes in, and she basically turns on a superpowered dog whistle that knocks all the dogs out and has them running. And she kicks the guy in the face and says like, "Oh, I'm a teenage girl who's about to kick your butt." And she uses a taser to zap him in his junk. And as he's about to get up to attack her, Batman knocks him out. And she's like, "Hey, I know what you're going to say, Batman, but I have been doing some training, so it's not like I'm totally unarmed here." And Batman's like, Oh, you've been doing training? Cool, block this. And he just punches her through a fence. And he's basically tells her, hey, your training means nothing. Like, these are lives on the line. You think that I was going to what? Take you back to my base, tell you my real name, take you in as a sidekick? No. People die doing this, and that's why you're not allowed to do it anymore. And Harper just stands up like, I'm not an idiot. I don't care about your name. I don't want you to be a real person. I want you to be the Batman. I just saw that you were going down this road. Like, you were about to die there. That was going to happen until I stepped in. You are not in an okay place. And that's why I came in here. And also, I know that you give a crap about me because you put my dad behind bars, apparently. I never even asked you to do that. So, what's going on here? And he's like, look, I don't give a damn about you. I don't care about you at all. But you're done. You ever come out again, I'm going to treat you like a criminal. And so he flies off. The next day, she's got a busted nose because of Batman's punch, and she's like, I can't just give up on Batman. And she makes a plan to basically get him to realize that he's at his wit's end here. But it first involves going to Wayne Tower, where Bruce Wayne, turns out he crashed there for the night. Lucius Fox caught him, and so he's forced to play pretend Bruce Wayne for a while before he gets back out on the street. And his secretary comes in and says, there's a young girl here who is kind of super eager to see you. And Bruce is like, God, okay, yeah, send her in. And he's like, hey, look, I don't deal with the Narrows Project, Miss Rowe. I know all about your thing. You want to talk to this guy down the third floor? I'm really busy. You should probably leave. And she's like, yeah, sorry. I guess, sorry. And she starts to leave. And then Bruce is like, okay, sorry. I'm being a bit of a dick. Why did you come here today? And Harper's like, hey, I know that you fund Batman Incorporated, so you at least have some interest in Batman, even if it's just financial. He's not okay. We need to do something, and I have this plan laid out. And she lays out these whole schematics, and she's like, look, and Bruce basically tells her, look, no matter what you say, I'm on it. Like, I agree. Maybe Batman does need some help right now. So send this down to the engineers, and I'll tell them I greenlit anything. So that night, Harper's waiting on a rooftop. Batman comes up and is like, I'm sorry I punched you in the face. And she's like, it's whatever. I had it coming sooner or later. And apparently we get some backstory on how Harper's mother was murdered by someone, but we don't get exactly who. And she basically says, yeah, my mom, she had these dark moments herself. She fell into these, but she had her ways of dealing with it. And I think that you could really use that right now. So it's a whole lot of back and forth of building up the character. But basically what it all results to is she's saying like, well, just look over at Wayne Tower and it's the one word that my mother used to calm herself down. Just one word, and I'm hoping that it can do the same thing for you. I'm going to jet this moment's just for you alone. And Batman's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm already calm. Like, you've done a lot for me. Thank you. And as she leaves, the word is resolve. That's the name of the issue. But we see that the building is got the big letter R on it. So even without it meaning to be Robin, it means Robin. I really enjoyed this issue. I think that it's good that, we have these bigger story arcs. We have, Death of the Family, Court of Owls, stuff like that. But we can take these smaller moments here. And I like that we've pinned just a normal face in Gotham. Normal in so much as it could really be. To have these sort of over-the-shoulder stories where we're seeing Batman from another perspective. So I enjoyed it. I think it's a perfectly good story. Art-wise, Andy Kubert and Alex Maleev are not good at imitating each other if they were even trying to. So there's a very sudden shift in the middle, but both styles independently are fine. So overall, I'll give this one I'll give it like a good 7.5. It feels good. It's a nice story. Yeah, I think the only real criticism here is the fact that the word resolve is not printed in the trade version. So when she says there's a single word, it's going to cycle through everything, it's just not there. And you have no idea what she's talking about. It's only in the actual issue itself where they keep all the titling that it makes any sense. So points off for that, but 7.5 overall.